Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I kind of just did a little reading vlog where I just filmed myself reading over the course of a couple days. I was able to finish 2 audiobooks. I finished another book I was reading, I continued a book, and then I started a new book as well in a series that I am very excited to continue. I also had one kind of soft DNF, so really I was very busy in this vlog. I had so much fun reading a lot of these books. I had a lot of new favorites that I've discovered, and I am very happy with the results. If you guys have read any of these books, as you'll see, let me know in the comments below, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's get right into the actual reading. Hi everybody and happy Wednesday. It is the first day that I am filming for this video, this little reading vlog that I'm going to do. I don't know what exactly the theme is for this or if there even is a theme. I'm kind of just finishing up a couple books right now and then going to read a book that's on my TBR. This is like the last book that I have on my physical TBR that is not a book that I'm planning on buddy reading with somebody. Oh, let me tell you like where I'm at right now. So I am currently 70% of the way into Well Actually by Maisie Eddings. This is an ARC and I was super excited and grateful to receive this from NetGalley and the publisher, and I am liking it a lot so far. This follows our main character Eva, and she is the host of Sausage Talk, which is basically like a little talk show she does where she interviews these like D-list celebrities and they eat hot dogs as she interviews them. One night when she is a little drunk, she ends up like reacting to this video that her ex like situationship from college made, and it kind of goes viral, and so he comes onto the show. They didn't really leave off in the best way, and it kind of just goes from there about like them, you know, meeting back up, and she's interviewing him, and then they do a couple other segments because he has a podcast. I like it a lot. It's pretty funny. Like, I'm actually laughing at parts of it. I will say that Eva is definitely like that ice queen type where she is very secretly sensitive on the inside, but she covers it up with kind of being witty and sarcastic and a little bit rude. So it kind of comes off that way. But I am really enjoying this so far. I've seen a lot of good stuff about it on Bookstagram. And when I was looking at the reviews on Goodreads, some people like didn't say the best stuff, but I'm enjoying it. That is what I'm finishing, or that's what I'm reading physically or on my Kindle. I love my Kindle case so much, like the stickers I have in here. I think it's so cute, but I'm hoping to finish this up right now. I started filming this earlier and my camera died, and I was at 60% in, and it's an hour later and I'm now 70% of the way in. So I'm hoping to finish that one today or tomorrow. I am listening to Book Lovers. Not that you can even see. I'm listening to Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is a reread for me. This is my first time listening to it, but I read it in 2022 when it came out. This was the first book that got me back into reading, and so I haven't read it since, and I recently have either read or reread all of Emily Henry's books, and I wanted to read this one again to kind of see where it actually falls in my ranking, just because it has been so long since I've read it. It's going on like 3 years, which is so crazy. But I'm almost done with it. I have 2 hours and 21 minutes left, and I'm listening to it on 2 times speed, so that's in reality like an hour. So hopefully finishing this either today or tomorrow. And then I'm also reading The Great Alone by Kirsten Hanna. This is the book that I'm buddy reading with my mom, and I started out reading it physically, but I just kind of struggled wanting to pick it up, so I've been listening to it, and I'm actually liking it more that way, in that format. So I'm on chapter 20, which Hoopla says it's 61% of the way in, but I'm on page 339 physically. So I don't have that much left. I don't know how I'm feeling about this. This basically takes place in Alaska in the 1970s, and it follows Lenny and her parents, and it is like completely disconnected from the outside world. In the beginning, it follows like it's their first time out there. They have no prior experience with this, and her father is back from the Vietnam War, and he's struggling a lot with like PTSD and that, but also he's just not a good person either. I feel like the description on the back is a little bit misleading, not entirely, but just in the things that it alludes to is different than actually what is going on in the story. So I'm just not sure, but everything that's happening is just one bad thing after another bad thing after another bad thing, and it's like these people cannot get a break. And so it's a little bit just like, guys, what's gonna happen? I honestly don't even know what the goal of like what's gonna happen at the end. I don't know if I will listen to any more of that. I think my mom has to catch up a little bit to me, but maybe I'll probably listen to it a little bit like throughout the course of this video. I want to lock in and hopefully maybe finish this, at least get to maybe 80 or 90% of the way in before I have to start making dinner. So wish me luck. I will see you guys whenever I update again. I am flying through this at an alarming rate. I'm 90% of the way through, and it is only 4:46, so pretty good. I have around 3-ish chapters left. I think something is about to go down. I am like audibly laughing. I'm highlighting a pretty decent amount, or like for me, I'm highlighting a decent amount, and I just am really enjoying this so far. I think that I'll rate this pretty highly, not a 5, but definitely could be like a 4.5 to like a 4, maybe like a 4.25 if I'm being really annoying. But this comes out in August, and I think in August I might buy the physical copy of it just because I'm having such a fun time. I just finished reading chapter 22, 92% of the way in, and I just got some secondhand embarrassment, which is unfortunate. A little unfortunate, I cannot lie. Hi guys, I just finished reading Well Actually by Maisie Eddings, and I really liked it. When I filmed that clip about how I got secondhand embarrassment, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel, and also just because if you'll read the book, you'll know, but when something like that happens, I think it can either go like one of two ways, and sometimes I just don't like the way it goes, but actually in this one, I think I really liked the way that the story kind of continued and pivoted from that kind of obstacle, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the ending a lot. I think it was a very satisfying way to end the story. I am very happy to have read that. I liked it a lot. It's 5:11. I want to try to listen to a little bit more of Book Lovers tonight, but I will see you guys tomorrow. I want to start a new book tomorrow. I think I'll start The Finders Keepers Library, which I got through a blind date with a book. Not sure how I'll feel about that one. Hi guys, happy Thursday. I have a few reading updates, but nothing too crazy. So last night I officially finished Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This was a reread for me. This was my first ever time listening to the audiobook, and I really enjoyed it. I think rating wise, I would probably keep this around a 4. I really enjoyed it, and I think it was really nice getting to reread it, especially having not read it in so long and it being kind of an important book in my reading journey. I don't know where this would be in terms of my ranking. I honestly don't know if I like it more than Great Big Beautiful Life, or I'm not sure. But needless to say, I had a really enjoyable time listening to it. I don't really have too many things to say about it, just because it is a reread for me. I think that I really enjoy Nora as a character, and I think it was really nice for Emily to kind of keep her true to character at the end. I don't want to like give anything away, but it was just nice in that like aspect and like the way things played out. And I think that her and Charlie were so sweet together. I really enjoyed getting to see their kind of connection and acceptance of feelings towards the other. And I haven't started reading anything physically. I have been grinding on my Instagram posts. I have been putting in a lot of work on them. I've been enjoying using my iPad and drawing on them. So if you want to see my Instagram posts, I always link my Instagram in the comments below. And I post pretty frequently on there. I try to post like in-depth reviews of like most of what I read, and I always include my Goodreads as well. Most of the time my reviews on Instagram are the same of what they are on Goodreads, but I update on Goodreads pretty frequently too. But I have been on my audiobook grind today. I started listening to One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, and I got pretty decently into it. But let me just preface this by saying, if you know me, you know that I'm kind of a Carly Fortune hater sometimes. I read her first book, her debut novel, Every Summer After, when it came out in 2022. I read it like pretty shortly after I read Book Lovers, and I was enamored with the book in the beginning, and I really enjoyed it. And then the ending happened, and I was very upset with the ending, and so I was meh about it. And then I read Meet Me at the Lake, which was her second book, and there was a trope in that book that also happened in the first book, which is just an insane trope in my opinion. There's like a little hints of like cheating in that book, and it's insane. I was still kind of like bruh about it. Then I read This Summer Will Be Different, which came out last year, thinking third time's the charm, like 3 strikes, you're out. If I don't like this one, I won't read any more of her books. And I didn't really like it. I wrote in my review that I didn't really like the characters. I found them to be a little bit cringy, and I didn't really like the plot reveal at the end either. But I do want to say that although I don't like the way that Carly Fortune writes her characters, I can say objectively that she is a great writer. I really enjoy her writing, and whenever I do read one of her books, although I don't like the characters and that kind of outweighs the writing, I still do like the way she writes and kind of like her prose. I started listening to One Golden Summer this morning, and I'm 4 hours into the audiobook, which I do listen on 2 times speed. So that is like 2 hours of listening, but I am really enjoying it so far. This book follows one of the main or side characters from her first novel, Every Summer After, and he is the main male character in this one. I didn't realize it at first when I put the book on pre-order from the library. I am actually enjoying this book quite a bit. I like our main female character, and I like the kind of banter connection that she has with our main male character. It follows our main character, Alice, and she is a photographer, and she is spending a summer at, I think, Berry Lake. All of her books take place in Canada, but she's basically spending a summer there with her grandmother. Her grandmother is 80, and she just had a hip replacement or a knee replacement. I can't remember which one. And so she takes a summer off from work and is spending the time there. She spent one summer there when she was 17, and she took this kind of iconic photo that helped her along her like photography journey. And she kind of knew of our main male character while she was there at the summer when she was 17. And it is now years later. She is 33 and she's back, and they kind of run into each other again. And it just basically is kind of following her and her grandmother being there and kind of their relationship, and then her kind of meeting Charlie and kind of seeing where the relationship can go. But pretty cute so far. I like it a lot. I'm hoping that it continues to go well. But I think I will listen to a little bit more of the audiobook tonight. I don't know if I'll read anything physically. I do have the Finders Keepers library, but we'll see if I'm in the mood for that. That's all I'm going to say. I've already been recording for a while, so I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Maybe, perhaps, I'm not sure. Hi guys, happy Friday. I honestly don't have too many updates or too much to say, so I'm gonna try to keep it short. I got pretty far into One Golden Summer. I am 7 hours, 48 minutes, and 30 seconds in, and I have 4 hours left. So basically, I listened to it on 2 times speed, so I really only have around 2 hours of active listening time left. But I am really enjoying it still. I feel like she's surprising me a little bit with like what I was expecting and what she actually ended up doing. I am pleasantly surprised so far, and I will be adding the physical copy to my collection soon, and it will be signed. So I'm very excited about that. I just really hope that I like the ending, because if I don't, that will be disappointing. But I do have some predictions about kind of what they're like alluding to. I think I can kind of pick up on some of it and kind of make some deductions about what I think is actually going on. I did also start The Finders Keepers library by Annie Raines, and I am 50 pages into it, and honestly, I don't know. I think I'm gonna soft DNF this right now. I mostly picked this up so that, because it was like the last book on my physical TBR that I don't have to buddy read with somebody, and I just feel like I'm not really in the mood for a book like this right now. I got this through a blind date with a book, and I know that this is the whole point of a blind date with a book, but I don't think it's something I would pick up if I didn't get it through that. And I just don't think I'm in the mood for just a romance right now. I feel like I kind of just read a few of them back to back. So I just want something different. I think I might try to find like a fantasy or something to read, but I want like a fantasy romance, I think. I don't know what I'm in the mood for right now. I really don't know. I don't know if I'll maybe try to see what I can get through the library, like e-library, or maybe I'll go to the library tomorrow. I'm not sure. Or maybe I can see what I have on my shelves that I haven't read. I don't know, but I think this will be a softie enough for me right now. I'm just not really... It's very, very just telling you, like, very, like, kind of cut and dry, which is fine. But sometimes I just am in the mood for more of, like, a, not lyrical, but more of just, like, a descriptive book. I think I'm going to just stop that for now, and for the rest of the night, try to find something else to read. I don't know. I want something a little bit different, I think. I don't really know. So I don't know. I'll update you guys tomorrow. I'm hoping to finish One Golden December tomorrow, and then see where I can go in terms of what I will read next. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye! Hi guys, and happy Saturday. It's Saturday afternoon, and I honestly haven't really done much today. I was able to finish the audiobook of One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I now actually have the physical copy as well, and it is signed, which is, I'll show you. So sweet. But I am actually really surprised to say that I really enjoyed this. I feel like previously I hadn't enjoyed any of Carly Fortune's books, and so I was really unsure about how I was going to feel going into this one, and I told myself last year when I read This Summer Will Be Different that I wasn't going to read any more of her books, but here I am. I think the audio was a really great experience. I really liked listening to it. I think it also helped that our main characters were more grown. They're like 35 and 33, so they are grown adults, and I think they did act like adults in this, and kind of with confronting their feelings and kind of avoiding that miscommunication for the most part. I also really enjoyed the kind of grandmother-granddaughter relationship in this. I love my grandma, and so I just think it was really nice getting to read about that kind of like strong relationship and getting to see her spend time with her grandmother. And overall, I think it was just a really sweet story. They definitely did foreshadow to kind of what was going to happen at the end, and if you're paying attention, you should be able to pick up on it. But I really liked everything about this book. I really don't have any complaints. I think I will give this like a 4 to a 4.5, which is really great in my opinion. I just didn't get that like fully 5-star feeling. I have trouble sometimes giving audiobooks 5 stars just because sometimes it's hard for me to pay attention when I'm listening to an audiobook. If I start to do anything else, I just get focused on what I'm doing, and I have to be kind of like, no, I need to like pay attention to what they're saying. But really enjoyed this. I am very happy to have a physical copy now too. And last night I was having like such a conniption trying to figure out what I wanted to read next and what I was in the mood to read. And honestly, I am still kind of like meh, but I did get the next book in the Amber and the Ashes series on my Kindle from the library, because I don't really want to read the physical copies because I have them in the box set and I don't want to ruin them. And honestly, I don't know what goes on in this one. I have no idea. And I'm not even going to read the back either. I want to go in blind. The only thing I know, they're on the run now. The main characters are, you know, trying to escape. So I am going to read this on my Kindle. I think I read a little bit this morning. I'm like maybe 3% in, 5%. So I'm 5% in. I'm really not that far. I'm going to try to sit and read for the rest of the day and get farther into this. I think I will maybe try to get like a quarter to a third of the way through this. I'm very excited. It's definitely getting a little bit more fantasy-esque with some of like the things that are happening. I'm very excited to continue. So I will see you guys whenever I update. I'm not really sure. All I know is that I'm going to try to read as much as I can, and we'll see how well that goes. Hi guys, happy Sunday. I have some reading updates. So yesterday I was able to get to 30% of A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. I am reading it on my Kindle through the library just because I want to keep these books like nice because I have the box set and I want to keep them in the box. But I am enjoying it so far. This book, in the first book, it follows 2 point of views, and in this book, it follows 3. And you can definitely see that in this book, you're getting a little bit more into kind of the fantasy aspect of the story. This story is still very, very high stakes, and there is a lot going on. Our 2 main characters are kind of, you see certain characters are being hunted, and they're trying to kind of escape death and defy the odds and be free and kind of complete their own mission. And so it is very, very interesting. I'm liking it a lot. There are around 400 pages, I think, so I definitely have a little bit more ways to go, but I will try to read more today. I need to edit a video, and it's also Mother's Day, so I need to bake some cookies, and we'll see. I'm not sure how much I'll get done, but main priority is to edit my video, bake my cookies, and then maybe read some of this today. And then this morning, I went for a walk. I went to Trader Joe's to get flowers, and I also went and got bagels. So during that, I was listening to the audiobook of The Great Alone by Kirsten Hanna. I am on chapter 24, I believe. Yeah, I'm on chapter 24, like halfway through the chapter. And guys, let me tell you, this book is honestly, I mean, something good in my opinion just happened, like not long ago. But I am physically around page 415. But it just is like one bad thing after another happening, and it's kind of crazy. It's just a very depressing story. There's really not that many good things going for the characters or happening. So just, I don't know, be prepared when you go into this book if you read it. But I'm going to edit now. I will update you guys later if I read anything. My camera is also about to die, so I will see you guys later. Happy Sunday though.